like
Absolutely.
that's what we're to be. And I think that's what something is so fascinating is when you start to have that mental mindset shift of stewardship. Like I know that was one that really stood out to me when I really started my like minimalism journey, years back. And it was like I was sitting around looking at all the clutter in my house. We had just had our fourth baby, homeschooling, trying to run a business, doing all of the stuff and keeping up. I mean, we live on 8 acres, which I get isn't like the biggest piece of property in the world, but like it's a lot of work. There's a lot of things that have to be done. And I was really looking at all this. I'm like, I have all this stuff. It just stresses me out because I'm constantly trying to deal with this, deal with that, deal with it. Like it's this like never ending process. And then I'm just hoarding all this stuff that like I'm not even using. Like, why do I even have it? And it's not that stuff is evil and stuff is bad. Stuff is just a resource. So
Yes,
how am
very
I
good.
handling these resources? And it was one of those things for me where I started looking at things and going, if I don't use this, it's causing me stress because I'm having to maintain it, clean it up, keep it out of kids, mouths because I had a little one at the time or whatever. Then wouldn't I be a better steward if I passed it on to someone else to let it go be a blessing in their life versus just hoarding it? And it really is the same way. God tells us very clearly that money isn't evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Yes, when you aren't understanding that there is the source and then the resource that he passes on for it to be used, whether it is your stuff, your abilities, maybe you're just an encourager and that's who you are, through and through. Like, are you going out and using that resource of encouragement and giving it freely to others?
Well,
And so,
that's the talents.
yeah,
Parable
exactly.
of talents is the whole thing where, the wicked, unprofitable, slothful servant thought they were doing the right thing by burying the
Yep.
thing that the master had
What
given
are you
them,
doing?
buried it there, thinking, oh well, I'll just, and that servant had the wrong idea of the master.
Mhm.
He accused the master, well, because you're like this, I buried it in the sand. It's like, well, you had the wrong idea about who the master was. And so out of fear, you decided to bury what he had entrusted you with, and you decided to bury it. And then he's like, not only, I'm going to take it away from you, I'm going to give it to the guy that already has 5 or 10,
Yeah, it is
talents.
kind of funny when you read that and you're like, wow, that was so harsh. And it was like, yeah, because he missed the whole point. He missed the whole
It's not
purpose.
socialism,
But
he
no.
was taking